If you're one of the 14 million Americans looking for work right now, it may seem tough to actually shell out money to help find that job, but it could be worth it for you because not only could you find the job, but you can actually write off the cost of your job hunt on your taxes. Ray Martin of CBS MoneyWatch is here to tell us about those tax breaks for job hunters. Ray, always nice to see you, but it's hard to believe that we're already talking about tax breaks because filing taxes seems so far away, but this is something we can focus on year round.
Yeah, and a lot of people out there are looking for a new job or searching for a job, and they have expenses, and they can take a tax deduction for that, and you need to know that while you're doing it so you keep the records.
So give us an idea, what are specifically some of the expenses that you could deduct?
Yeah, there are so many categories here. Things like preparing, printing, and sending out your resume, transportation costs to and from a job fair or a job interview or a union hall looking for a job, counseling, career coaching for preparing for a job interview, meals, lunches, dinners, breakfasts in connection with a job interview, the cost of your cell phone, internet, newspaper costs, legal costs, even some home office expenses. There's about a dozen categories of expenses here, Erica, that you can take a tax deduction for and get money back.
So this all sounds great. It sounds like a lot of stuff, but there are, of course, some limitations.
Yeah, there usually are here. There are two here. One is a little tricky. You can only deduct job search expenses in connection with searching for a new job in your current occupation. So if you're a bank manager and you get laid off, you can't deduct expenses associated with looking for a job as a chef, for example. The other limitation is the expenses must exceed 2% of your adjusted gross income. So let's say you incur $2,800 in job search expenses. Your income's $40,000. 2% of $40,000 is $800. So only $2,000 of that $2,800 would be deductible here, generally.
Okay, so those are the things to keep in mind.
Yeah, but there's a way around that, though.
What's the way around it?
Okay, here, as a tax advisor, licensed tax practitioner, here's what I advise folks to do. While you're looking for a job, you're going to take temporary work, or you're going to do some consulting, and you're going to get income from that. As a sole proprietor, you're going to report that income on Schedule C, and then you're going to take a 100% deduction for all of those job expenses on Schedule C, and even if you have a loss, that rolls up to your front of your tax return. That's what I advise folks to do when they're in that situation, and you can take even more deductions than typically it would be allowed.
We love that. Great advice to have. What about the records that you're going to need to keep for these deductions? Because, of course, you don't want to say you did something and not be able to back it up.
Well, here, record keeping is key. So you need evidence of your old job, like a job description or an old performance evaluation. You need proof of your job search, like a copy of a letter or email when you're sending out your resume, receipts, credit card statements, canceled checks of your expenses, and keep a log of your travel and mileage for your travel for these job expenses. Now, here's the thing. You're going to report these on Form 2106, unreimbursed business expenses. That'll roll right up to your Schedule A itemized deductions, and then it'll help you calculate the limitation here as well. And so all these records and record keeping here is key, but it's easy to do if you know what to look for while you're doing it and keep the records as you incur the expenses.
Which is good because you're helping to lay that out. And of course, it may sound for some folks a lot of things you're throwing around the Schedule C and other forms. The good news is we can get more of that, of course, at CBS MoneyWatch, right?
There you go. Go to the blog. It'll all be laid out there for you.
Love it all there, Ray. Always nice to see you. Thanks for the great advice.
To see you too.
And again, CBSMoneyWatch.com is where you can find Ray's list of 11 tax breaks for job hunters.